Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. I feel like I've not recorded in so long, but hey guys, what is up? Welcome back. I just said that, hey, for the third time. So today we're going to be doing another story time because I think my life is eventful enough to tell stories that are really pointless and no one gives a shit about. Anyways, a few weeks ago I uploaded, I guess it was like over a month ago, I uploaded a video. It was like my customer paid me for nudes or something like that, and it was telling you a story about my at my old job, like a customer, obviously. And I said I had more, so I'm gonna tell you guys like two mini ones because they're not like as crazy as that one. Crazy, but you know what I mean. The first story is like super short. Both of these have no points to them, so if you're like waiting for like this huge punchline at the end, these are just really weird, uncomfortable situations that happened to me. If you clicked on this video before you saw my other one, basically I worked at a dry cleaners for 5 years, and you wouldn't expect creepy people to come into the dry cleaners, but let me tell you, so many creepy people came to the dry cleaners. This first story happened, I have a cactus in my leg. So this first story happened the day before Valentine's Day, which is like not why it was creepy, but I think that's why the person was creepy. And I'm convinced this person was a pimp because they came in 3 or 4 times within that week. And first of all, they dropped off over 30 pairs of True Religions, which I mean, someone might just have money, but that's a lot of, like, True Religions are probably like $200 to $300 a pair, and they dropped off 30 of them to be cleaned, and it's almost $3 an item. So like, that's a lot of money. And every time they came in, he came in with a different girl, and he came in with not just like a different girl, but like 3 or 4 different girls at a time, and they would just sit in silence. Like, it was just weird, and how he talked was really weird, and he just gave off like a really creepy vibe. So the day before Valentine's Day, he was talking to me, and he asked something, and I was, oh, he was like, so I bet you have a cute guy taking you out tomorrow. And I was like, no, I'm single. And he was like, we can change that if you want. And mind you, this is like a 50-year-old. And I was like, yeah, like, and he was like, I'm gonna hook you up. And I was like, okay. And then it was really close to closing, so he left, and me and my coworker were talking about it, and we were like, that's so weird. And mind you, the dry cleaners is a very boring place, so like, as I'm telling you this, it's like we come up with stories a lot. Like, we're like, oh, I bet this person, so this person probably wasn't a pimp, probably just had a lot of friends that were girls. I don't know, but we came up with a story that he was like this pimp. And then the store closes at 7, and then you obviously have to like do your closing things, whatever. So he comes and is knocking on the door at 7:05, and he sees us, so like, it's not like we can be like, oh no, and we're like, we're closed, and he's like, I just have to tell you, like, come here. And so I didn't go because I was like, not a chance. And he, like, the other girl came up, and he was like, hey, does she work tomorrow? Because I have a surprise, I'm gonna bring her. My coworker was like, yeah. And he was like, I'm gonna spoil her for Valentine's Day. And then thankfully that was the last time I saw him. He never like came back in, but it was scary because he was just like super creepy all that week. And then he came back once we were closed, and it was like dark outside when we closed, and so like we didn't know if he was like waiting for us. I don't know, it was weird, but I just got the creepiest vibes from him the whole time. And I just don't understand why like 50-year-olds have to hit on innocent 21-year-olds at the dry cleaners. Like, out of anywhere to hit on a girl, you hit on a girl at a dry cleaners. I don't know. The second story, I saw it all happen. It doesn't involve me in any way, but basically my old coworker, and she was like one of my really good friends, is so pretty. Like, she's super cute, and I never get ready for work because I don't see the point in it. She always got ready for work, and so she always looked so cute. So this guy came in, he pulls up in his Range Rover, and then he gets on a hoverboard. This is when hoverboards were like the new thing. He gets on a hoverboard to hover 5 feet from his car to the dry cleaners with his basket of clothes. And he comes in, instantly gravitates towards her because obviously she was the cuter one out of us. I was a rat, she was not. And so he starts talking to us, or my coworker asked him about the hoverboards, and he's like, oh, I just started a hoverboard company. I'm actually looking to hire girls, blah, blah, blah. He starts talking to us about his company, and this is like instantly when I realized that he was not a good person, because he was talking to us about like his advertisements and like how he sponsors people and all this stuff. And I have a lot of friends who do social media for a living, so he's like asking us about it, and I told him, I was like, I have a bunch of friends in social media, like if you need like stuff, I'm sure they would be really like interested in working with you. Completely ignored me to talk to her, which I think is funny because I literally could have given him so many good opportunities, you know, but he wouldn't give me the time of day because I look like a rat. And so that's kind of how you could tell that he was not really in it for the business, because like I just said, he had really good potential for really good opportunity, and completely ignored me to talk to her. And so he was like, can I add you on Facebook, blah blah blah. So we added her on Facebook, and after he added her on Facebook, he started telling us how he was recently divorced, how he makes over 6K figure, or he makes over 6 figures, which I don't know why all these old creepy guys have to tell us young girls that, like, cool, you make money, like, that's great. You're also hitting on an 18-year-old at the dry cleaners. And so he's telling her, yeah, like, recently divorced, blah blah blah. And so she's so excited about this, and I was like, you need to be careful. These are the signs. Like, he completely ignored me, like, because of my appearance. He started talking about how much money he made, how he was recently divorced, like, you're really cute. It's kind of sketchy. But she was like super hyped and really young, so she met him at Starbucks the next day for an interview. This interview, she was told she'd be the manager of his new store, which meant he would pay for her phone bill, get her a car, pay for her hair, so that way she looked good all the time when she was working. And like, he told her how she had to dress and stuff when she was there. I mean, like, I get if you're working at a place, especially in sales, like, you probably don't want to go to work looking homeless, but I was just telling her, I was like, why? It's just a hoverboard business. It's not like it's some huge corporation. It's literally one standing store. And I was like, can you think about this for a second? Why would he be paying for your hair and for you to have a car when you already have a car, if there wasn't gonna be more to this? And she was like, no, like, it's gonna be great, I'm gonna do it, blah blah blah. He gave me this hoverboard. I get to play with it until I decide if I want the job, and if I get the job, he's gonna do all this for me and all this. And I was like, please be careful. And then obviously it got sketchy. He started sending her like shirtless and like naked pictures on the hoverboards and the mirrors, and she finally caught on to the fact that him paying for her hair when she would just be managing a hoverboard store was a little suspicious. The same with buying her a car to do it, a little suspicious. And so she told him that it wasn't gonna work out, and then he got really mean, of course, because he was this 50-something-year-old man who was just rejected by an 18-year-old. So he got really mean to her, stopped coming to our dry cleaners, but we had a juice bar like next door to our dry cleaners, and he started picking up the girls at the juice bar. The juice bar girl, I think, fell for it a little more than my friend slash co-worker did, because we would literally see him pick her up. I'm pretty sure this girl was 16. Like, I think my co-worker like knew her age, and he would pick her up after work all the time. It was just, my camera just died, and I don't remember, well, I knew I was editing the video, but like, I don't remember the last thing I said. But that's it. Those are my, ow, I just slapped myself. But those are my too many story times about creepy people. Like I said, we kind of like make assumptions about people at the dry cleaners because we would get really bored, so like we'd have to, like, I don't know, do something. And I feel like they might not sound as weird as they were in the situation, because I just told 2 stories in like 5 or 6 minutes that like were days combined type. Does that make sense? I don't know. I swear that being in the situation is probably a lot more weird than hearing them, but thanks for listening to me anyways. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys on Wednesday, and I will see you guys later. Bye.